remember back in 2009, which is my year as an EA, we all came to the ACO studio, came down and warming up, and this strange-looking guy walked in. Oh my God, who's that? And then he took the director's seat. He picked his violin up and everyone was silent. And with that first lead, that inhalation and the energy, I think my life just changed at that point. And that was Pekka Kuusisto. If someone had asked me who the perfect director for ACO Collective would be, they wouldn't even have finished their question before I would have said immediately Pekka.
He's amazing.
He's so clear in his musical vision.
I think he is perfect for this role.
And a lot of imagination as well, like all these musical ideas.
Yeah, it's very inspiring.
I know he says he's from Finland, but I just wonder whether he's possibly from another planet.
So unbelievably, this is the 12th year that we've had emerging artists. It's really good, eh? It's been a dream come true, really. It all started because we knew that we had to set up some kind of education program. This was the way that we thought we could help the young musicians of Australia the best. So every year we go around the country holding live auditions. We pick on average about 6 emerging artists every year, and each artist gets allocated a mentor from the ACO.
I think certainly in Australia this program is very unique.
In the world even.
Yeah.
In any country really, actually. It's a hard transition to make, going from studying to working, and it's often a very rocky path.
It really is a stepping stone between being a student and going out into the real world. And that can be scary for some young artists, and we try and make it a bit less scary, I guess.
I mean, I guess it's the jewel in the crown in Australia for string players.
Absolutely, yeah.
Anyway, the ACO program.
The Emerging Artist Program is kind of the only way to get that access to the musicians.
This program really gave me some structure, and I can now actually see a future for myself in the Australian music scene.
Makes you feel as though playing with the orchestra could be a possibility.
It's easy to get afraid on stage. And this gave me the confidence to perform a lot better.
Opened both of us up to meeting people that we wouldn't have met.
They're not only becoming even greater players, but they're going to change what we know as a chamber orchestra or chamber music or musicianship in general.
Yeah, I think one of the most important things that you can teach a young person is to think for themselves.
You know, it's like putting your fingers into the electrical socket in the best possible way. Like you get sort of recharged, a bit shocked, but very energetic.
It's not just the EA program, there's the education outreach, and to preserve a sort of cultural identity for this country, it's so incredibly important.
I think otherwise music would end if we wouldn't have inspired young people doing it.
A great thing about the ACO Collective is that you go to places that you'd never really go.
And also those places wouldn't have the opportunity to hear a classical music concert. So the audience is often quite young and always really appreciative, which is really cool.
Sometimes you just go into a school and play a concert to kids who've never heard classical music before, and they are wowed by it, and we've never had a kid say, get out, you know, they always love it. And then sometimes we work with kids who have formed their own ensemble, and that's a life-changing experience for them.
Something that Ben and I did last year, which was a trip to Mount Isa to work with the School of the Air.
That was fantastic. We played a quartet at the School of the Air.
The distances it covers is just hundreds of kilometres.
Yeah.
So some of them I think they don't even have the visuals. So they're on the phone, kind of listening over Skype to our concert, which is really bizarre but really cool.
I love the string workshops. We get to meet these kids who are the best. I don't know, I've never met kids than like, where did we go last year in Victoria? Gippsland sort of areas. That was awesome. They're so passionate and they're so good, and they're so ready to learn and funny. They make me feel like I'm not being some sort of tyrant. But that's super fun. That's one of my favourite things to do.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, Mount Isa was cool. We did also did a schools concert. I think the whole school was there, so kindergarten to year 6, and we played the last movement of this Mendelssohn quartet for them. And I was sort of worried because it's quite long, and you know, there's 5-year-olds just sitting on the floor, and I wasn't sure how they'd go with the whole thing. But beforehand, we told them that one of the nice things about music is how it can mean something completely different to every individual, so maybe they could think of their own story as the music goes along. And they didn't say anything, but it was so cool to watch them, because there's one bit that sounded a bit like horses galloping, and you could see these kids in the front row pretending they were riding horses, and afterwards, I mean, we were like rock stars in that school. It was really funny. It was really sweet.
Hi, my name is Pekka. I want to say thank you to West Farmers for your support of ACO Collective. We couldn't do it without you.